Здравствуйте from the city that has changed its name 3 times in the last century. Can you guess which city I am talking about? It was founded in 1703 by Peter the Great, or Peter the First. It was called St Petersburg after him. Then during the early 20th century, when the World War I broke through, Russians decided that St Petersburg just sounded way too German and they decided to change it to Petrograd. That lasted for 10 years. Then in 1924 they decided to change the city's name again to Leningrad, because in 1924 Lenin sadly passed away and they thought this would be a great way to honor his memory. Then it stayed as Leningrad for a long time. Then in 1991 or 1992, when communism fell, they decided to go out with the Soviet name and in with a new name, and it was St. Petersburg again. So it's only been called St. Petersburg for the last 25-ish years. What are you doing right now? Are you zooming in and out? Don't do that, please. What a rogue cameraman you've become in this journey of ours. So we're standing in a very historical palace square where countless events have occurred, such as Bloody Sunday in 1905, where many protesters came towards the Winter Palace behind me where the Tsars lived, intending to show them the petition to make changes, and the Tsar was actually not in residence, and what ended up happening was a bunch of troops shot at many of the protesters, with hundreds dying. And that's where Bloody Sunday comes from. And then the most notable event, what are you doing, Ryan? You're making me walk. Then the most notable event that occurred here was the October 1917 revolution, which was the Bolshevik Revolution, when the Bolsheviks stormed the Winter Palace and said fuck off to the Tsars, and it became the Soviet Empire. Ryan, stop doing that, please. Can you please, have you shown people how amazing that arch is? Simply beautiful. So the Winter Palace behind me is where the Hermitage is now, which is one of the best museums or galleries in the entire world, on par with the Louvre. Ryan, stop it. It has approximately 3 million items inside. We're gonna go now because it's Wednesday. The museum stays open till 9 p.m. So it's around 3, so that's given us around 6 hours. And then that column is the Alexander column, and that is marking the Russia's victory against Napoleon in the 1800s. St. Petersburg is really beautiful. I would recommend if you come to Russia, you have to visit Moscow and St. Petersburg. Moscow, I would say, is more of a traditional Russian city, whereas St. Petersburg is very European. This is, to me, very similar to Venice, because there are canals everywhere. There are hundreds of canals in St. Petersburg. Yeah, soon we'll be going to Finland. Okay, bye. Welcome to Peterhof, which is the great palace of Peter the Great. Just standing in front of the beautiful fountains, house up ahead. So many tourists everywhere! Welcome to St. Isaac's Cathedral. So this is the 4th largest cathedral in the entire world. It only comes after 2 in Italy and 1 in London, St. Paul's. So it is the essential landmark that you must see when you come to St. Petersburg. It has around 262 steps that you climb to go up the colonnade. You can literally see people doing it right now. And then you get this spectacular view of the whole city. It's amazing. And inside there was a great, amazing cathedral. It was seriously so gorgeous. Me and Ryan were really blown away by just how lavish it was. A lot of money has been put into this. And just one quick fact, the reason why it wasn't bombed, Ryan! Don't do that. One quick reason why it wasn't bombed during World War II, or it's raining, is because the Russians covered up the Golden Dome with some sort of khaki or camouflage so the Germans wouldn't see it from up above. Oh no, it's raining quick! Ryan, stop the video! Ryan! So I'm just walking around the cathedral, and something you won't see in Australia are bullet marks. So up on that second last column you can see bullet marks taken probably from the Germans during World War II, and it's made me and Ryan think we've seen a lot of damage like this around the city and they're constantly trying to repair it. Do you think that this should stay as is to serve as a reminder of the past, or do you think that they should cover it away and pretend like nothing happened? One leg, yes. Swan Lake at the Mariinsky Theatre, which is one of the oldest and most grandest theatres in all of St Petersburg, and we actually ended up getting front row seats, which here is actually not a bad thing. So yeah, Ryan, show people around. So there's the stage and the music being played. The best seats apparently are the Tsar box. I'm not so sure about that.
I think ours are better.
Yeah, we think ours are better. Yeah, so we just finished the Swan Lake show and it was great, and it's around 10:30 p.m. and what you're seeing here is kind of the white night phenomena, so that usually happens in June, and I really thought I'm going to miss it because we're here in mid-July or late July, but yeah, it's still like really light, so if you want to, you know, hang out quite late at night in Russia and mostly in St. Petersburg and Moscow without being worried about your safety, yada yada, come to Russia in summer, yay!